Welcome back to the Neural Shift. We're diving into some seriously fresh AI news today.
Yeah, there's been a lot happening. Some expected stuff, but also some curveballs.
AI is evolving so fast, it's tough to stay on top of it all. That's why we do this, right? To break it all down. And by the way, if you're digging this deep dive, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment too. We love hearing from you.
It's an exciting time, that's for sure. Breakthroughs and controversies all over the place.
Let's kick things off with OpenAI. They had that AMA on Reddit recently, and Sam Altman's statement about AGI really caught my eye.
Oh, yeah, the one where he said he thinks AGI is achievable with the hardware we already have.
Exactly, that's a huge deal, right?
Absolutely massive. What Altman seems to be implying is that the bottleneck isn't the processing power itself.
So it's not that we need to wait for some crazy supercomputer in the future.
Right, it's more about the algorithms, how we optimize them, and the data we use to train these models. Maybe they've had some internal findings that suggest AGI is closer than we think.
Fascinating. So OpenAI's focus is on refining what we've got, not waiting for some hardware leap.
Seems like it.
Another thing that piqued my interest was their mention of agents as their next big focus. What exactly are agents in this context?
Think of them as AI systems that can basically operate on their own to achieve a specific goal. They can sense their environment, make decisions, and take actions to get things done.
So a bit more proactive than just responding to our prompts. Almost like little problem-solving entities.
Precisely. It fits with OpenAI's approach of building AI that can think and learn more like humans.
Makes sense. But even with all this progress, we still have that issue of AI hallucinations. When they confidently present false information, OpenAI called it a fundamentally hard problem.
Yeah, it's like trying to debug a program with billions of lines of code. It's super tricky to track down where the misinformation crept in.
Especially when they're trained on such vast amounts of data.
Exactly. It's not always a simple fix, even if you could correct the data itself.
I've even had it happen to me. I was using an AI tool for a blog post, and it stated this historical fact that was completely bogus.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of funny, but also a bit unsettling given how much we rely on these tools.
It's a valid concern. It's why OpenAI is researching new methods, things like reinforcement learning, to train AI to be more accurate.
So trying to teach them to fact-check themselves.
In essence, yes, but it's a work in progress, for sure.
While they're working on that, the open source world's been having its own drama. That Sora API leak caused a lot of stir, especially among artists.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one. The leaked info gave us a peek at Sora's features, stuff like different video styles and maybe even in-painting. What was really surprising, though, was how well it performed.
Right. Way better than anyone anticipated. It's outperforming some of the top video generation models out there. There's even talk about it having image generation capabilities, too.
That's what the leak suggests, yeah. But whether OpenAI actually releases those features, who knows? Especially with the backlash they might face from the art community.
It's a tough spot to be in, for sure. On that note, what's Google been up to? They kind of get overshadowed by OpenAI sometimes.
Well, they may not be as flashy, but they're making moves. Take their generative chess experiment, for example.
Generative chess? I haven't heard of that one.
It's using generative AI to personalize chess. Imagine creating your own custom chess pieces, blending strategy with artistic expression.
So less about creating viral trends, more about quietly integrating AI into everyday experiences.
Exactly. Google's all about those subtle but powerful applications.
Interesting. And then there's Anthropic that just dropped this framework that lets their Claude model run servers. So now it can access local files and folders. Does that mean we're getting closer to having personal AI butlers?
Maybe not butlers, but it definitely opens up a ton of cool possibilities. Being able to access local files makes it way more practical.
I can see that. Imagine using AI to manage your files, automate tasks, even build simple apps on your own computer.
Exactly. It's a game changer for fields like software development, where you need to work with local files all the time.
Huge implications. On a different note, the whole discussion about AI timelines is heating up. There was that presentation in the House of Lords on superintelligence, and even some skeptics are shifting their stance.
It's true. The timelines seem to be converging among the leading AI experts. Even Yann LeCun, who used to be pretty skeptical, has revised his predictions. AGI might be closer than he initially thought.
If LeCun's on board, that's saying something. It's both exciting and, I gotta admit, a little nerve-wracking.
It's a remarkable time to be alive, for sure. The pace of change is accelerating like crazy. It feels like the possibilities are endless. But of course, we need to be mindful of the ethical and societal implications too.
Absolutely. We're standing at the edge of a new frontier, and it's up to us to navigate it responsibly. Speaking of real-world examples, there's been a lot of anecdotal evidence popping up about AI surpassing human capabilities in different fields. I saw a tweet from a music professional who said an AI music generation tool was already better than most of his students.
Yeah, I saw that one too. It's interesting how these anecdotal accounts give us glimpses into just how rapidly AI is progressing. They offer insights into how AI is impacting specific domains, even if they're subjective.
And it's not just music. We're hearing similar claims from folks in advertising, media buying, even coding. It's mind-blowing, really. Makes you question what it means to be an expert these days.
It's a humbling realization for sure. Machines are becoming capable of things that were once considered uniquely human.
It makes you wonder, where's all this headed? Jason Wei from OpenAI had an interesting prediction about that.
Oh yeah, he's suggesting a shift in focus, moving away from general user adoption towards leveraging AI to accelerate scientific and engineering research.
So less about helping us write emails or create social media posts, and more about tackling big challenges, like curing diseases, developing sustainable energy, exploring space.
Exactly. He argues that there's a limit to how much AI can improve our everyday tasks. The real game changer is using it to solve complex scientific and engineering problems. There's still so much room for improvement in those areas.
It makes sense, using AI to push the boundaries of human knowledge, rather than just making our lives a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's a more impactful application for sure.
It sounds like we're about to enter a whole new phase of the AI revolution. But before we get too carried away with the future, let's bring it back down to earth for a moment. Elon Musk, never one to shy away from bold predictions, has chimed in with his thoughts on the future of the Tesla bot, Optimus.
Right. He believes that eventually they'll be able to get the cost of Optimus down to around $20,000.
Wow, that's a lot more affordable than I would have guessed.
Yeah, he's saying it'll be driven by increased production volume and demand. He even predicts that Tesla will eventually produce over 1 million of these bots per year.
1 million bots. Wow, that's a lot of robots. Can you imagine?
It paints a picture of a future where robots are much more integrated into our daily lives.
And if they're that affordable and capable, it could revolutionize so many industries. Manufacturing, logistics, even elder care.
The possibilities are pretty vast. But of course, as with any new technology, there are potential downsides to consider too.
Absolutely. We'll need to address things like job displacement, ethical concerns, safety issues. It's not all sunshine and roses.
It's crucial to approach these advancements with a healthy dose of caution, for sure.
Well, speaking of exciting advancements, NVIDIA is doing some pretty incredible things with their new AI model, Fugato.
Ah, yes, Fugato. It's giving users what they call sonic superpowers. You can create music, speech, and all sorts of sounds from both text and audio inputs.
So it's like an AI composer and sound designer all rolled into one.
Pretty much. It's opening up all sorts of creative possibilities for musicians, sound designers, and anyone who wants to experiment with audio AI.
It's amazing to see AI making waves in every aspect of our digital lives, from the visual to the sonic. And it's not just big companies like NVIDIA making strides. The open source community is thriving too.
Absolutely. The open source movement is vital for fostering innovation and making sure AI development is accessible to a wider audience. Projects like Luma Dream Machine, that powerful video generation tool, are constantly evolving and improving.
It's like a collaborative dance of innovation, with everyone pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and with companies like Grok focused on developing faster and more efficient AI hardware. The pace of these advancements is only going to accelerate.
Yeah, Grok's goal is to hit 25 million tokens per second by the end of the year. It's ambitious, but it shows just how much drive there is to create faster and more powerful AI systems.
It's like we're on a rocket ship, hurtling toward an AI-powered future. But we need to make sure we're steering it in the right direction.
Couldn't agree more. With great power comes great responsibility. We need to navigate this AI revolution carefully and make sure these advancements benefit humanity as a whole.
Well said. Now, let's talk about something that's been on a lot of people's minds lately. AI consciousness. Professor Rothan van Rijn believes we could see conscious machines within the next 5 years. That's a pretty bold statement.
It is. It raises a lot of deep philosophical questions about what consciousness even is and what it would mean for a machine to possess it.
It's like stepping into uncharted territory. a realm where the line between human and machine becomes increasingly blurry.
It's a time of immense change and incredible opportunity. The future of AI is unfolding right before our eyes, and it's up to us to shape it responsibly. And speaking of shaping the future, Robin Hanson's prediction about AI's impact on the economy is pretty thought-provoking. He thinks AI could cause the economy to speed up to a point where most humans lose their jobs.
That's a pretty dramatic prediction. He's basically saying that sometime in the next century, the economy could be doubling every month, or even faster because of AI.
Yeah, that's his take. It's a bit unsettling to think about, but he's also suggesting ways to prepare for it. Things like creating a new kind of insurance system to protect against this potential job displacement.
It's a radical idea,
Yeah.
but it highlights the potential magnitude of AI's impact on the workforce. We might need to start preparing for a future where work, as we know it, simply doesn't exist.
It's a challenging conversation to have, but a crucial one. It's not just about job losses. It's about redefining the meaning of work and purpose in a world where AI plays such a dominant role.
Absolutely. It's like we need to rethink our entire societal structure. But while we're pondering the future of work, let's bring it back to the present for a moment. We're seeing more and more evidence of AI exceeding human capabilities in specific tasks. Ethan Malik, a professor at Wharton, made an interesting observation about this.
Oh yeah, he pointed out that as AI systems become more advanced, it's getting harder for non-experts to accurately assess their capabilities.
Like, we can't just look at the output and say, oh yeah, that's definitely better than what a human could do.
Right. We're reaching a point where we need to rely on specialists in each field to determine whether AI has truly surpassed human-level performance.
It's like AI expertise is becoming as specialized as any other field.
Exactly. And that has implications for how we evaluate and regulate AI, and even how we educate people about its capabilities.
It's a constantly evolving landscape, and just keeping up with the changes is a challenge in itself.
It is, but that's also what makes it so fascinating, right? There's always something new to learn and explore.
Speaking of fascinating, there was that tweet from a media buying professional who claimed that Claude 3.5, after just 20 hours of customization, was outperforming most of the junior and mid-level professionals he'd worked with.
Yeah, I saw that one. It's just one anecdote, but it aligns with what we're seeing across various industries. AI systems are learning and adapting to specific tasks incredibly quickly.
It's pretty remarkable. And a little bit intimidating, if I'm being honest.
I get that. It raises questions about the future of expertise and the role of humans in these increasingly automated fields.
Like, what does it even mean to be an expert when AI can outperform humans in so many areas?
It's a question we'll need to grapple with as AI continues to evolve.
For sure. So, as we wrap up this first part of our deep dive, what are your big takeaways so far? What should our listeners be paying attention to in the coming months and years?
I think the key takeaway is that the AI revolution is accelerating. Its impact is being felt across every aspect of society. We're seeing breakthroughs in research, development, and applications at a pace we've never seen before.
It's both exhilarating and, honestly, a little bit scary.
It is, but it's also incredibly exciting. We have the opportunity to shape this future, to guide these advancements in a way that benefits all of humanity.
And to our listeners, if you're as captivated by this conversation as we are, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment too. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And hey, share this with a friend who's into tech. Spread the AI knowledge.
Absolutely. The more informed we all are, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this AI-powered future.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a future unlike anything we've ever seen. We're talking about a tech revolution that could reshape everything. Our economy, how we understand consciousness, the whole shebang.
It's mind-blowing, the scale of it all. Every day there's a new breakthrough, a new prediction about what AI can do. It's hard to tell what's real and what's hype sometimes.
That's where critical thinking is so important. We need to analyze these developments with a clear head, looking at both the good and the bad.
Speaking of analyzing capabilities, Ethan Malik from Wharton made a good point. He said it's getting tougher for non-experts to even judge how advanced these AI systems are becoming.
Yeah, I saw that. He's saying we might need to rely more on specialists in each field to really tell if AI is truly surpassing human-level performance.
Like, we need experts to judge experts. In a way, yes. As these systems get more complex, evaluating them takes specialized knowledge. It's not just about comparing what they produce. It's about understanding the algorithms, the data they're trained on, all the nitty-gritty details.
So AI expertise is becoming its own specialized field, just like any other science.
Exactly. And that has big implications for how we regulate AI, educate people about it, even how we define expertise in the first place.
It's like the ground is constantly shifting under our feet. Just keeping up is a challenge.
It is, but that's part of what makes it so exciting, right? Always something new around the corner.
For sure. Remember that tweet from the media buying Crow? He said Claude 3.5, after just 20 hours of tweaking, was already outperforming most of the junior and mid-level folks he'd worked with.
Yeah, that one stuck with me. It's just one story, but it fits the pattern we're seeing everywhere. AI is learning and adapting to specific tasks so fast, it's often beating humans in those narrow areas.
It's incredible, but also a little unnerving, to be honest.
Yeah.
What does it mean for the future of work,
It's a big question. It's not necessarily about AI replacing humans entirely. I think it's more about finding ways to collaborate effectively, using AI strengths while keeping the value of human skills and judgment in the mix.
That collaborative angle is key, I think. Finding the right balance between human ingenuity and AI capabilities.
Absolutely. We need to figure out how to integrate AI into our workflows, how to train people for the jobs of the future, and how to handle the societal impacts of all this automation.
It's a massive challenge with so many moving parts. But amidst all this talk of AI outperforming humans, what about the stuff that requires creativity, intuition, emotional intelligence? Is that safe from the AI takeover?
That's a great question. AI has made big leaps in things like image generation and music composition, but even then, there's a lot of human direction involved. AI can be a powerful tool for boosting human creativity, but truly replicating human emotions and intuition. That's a whole other level of complexity.
So there's still a place for human artistry, human connection, even in an AI-driven world.
Absolutely. Those are qualities that are deeply human. They're essential for creating art that moves people, for building relationships, for navigating the messiness of human interaction.
That's reassuring, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, where do you see the biggest potential for AI to make a positive impact? Where can it really do good?
I think AI has huge potential to tackle some of humanity's toughest challenges. Accelerating scientific discoveries, developing sustainable solutions for climate change, things like that. It could also personalize education, improve healthcare, make our cities smarter and more efficient. The possibilities are pretty amazing.
It's inspiring to think about. But of course, there's always the flip side. What ethical concerns should we be keeping in mind as AI gets more powerful?
Bias is a big one. If AI is trained on biased data, it can make existing inequalities even worse. We also need to be careful about misuse. Autonomous weapons, AI for surveillance and control, things like that. Those are serious ethical dilemmas we need to address.
No doubt. It seems like we need clear ethical frameworks, guidelines for how AI is developed and used.
Absolutely. And that's a conversation that needs to involve everyone. Experts from different fields, policymakers, the whole community.
So it's not just about the tech, but also the social and ethical side of things.
Precisely. It's about taking a holistic view, considering the bigger picture of AI's impact on humanity.
And those impacts are going to keep evolving as AI gets more sophisticated.
That's inevitable. But by being proactive, by having these discussions now, we can help shape a future where AI benefits everyone.
Well said. It seems like this conversation about AI is one we'll be having for a long time to come.
Without a doubt, it's an ongoing dialogue that will shape the course of our future.
And as we continue this deep dive into the AI landscape, let's zoom in on a specific area that's been generating a lot of buzz lately. Large language models, or LLMs. These models, like GPT-4 and Claude, seem to be getting smarter and more capable by the day. What's your take on the current state of LLMs?
They're really pushing the boundaries of AI. They're showing amazing capabilities in understanding language, generating text, even coding. We're seeing them used for everything from writing creative content to handling customer service interactions.
It's incredible how natural and human-like they can sound. Sometimes it's like you're having a real conversation.
Yeah, it's a testament to how far deep learning has come and the massive amounts of data these models are trained on. They can pick up the nuances of language and create text that's often indistinguishable from something a human wrote.
But that power comes with a risk of misuse too, right? I'm thinking about misinformation, plagiarism, even deep fakes. Those concerns are getting harder to ignore.
They are legitimate concerns, and we need to address them head on. It's critical to develop safeguards against the malicious use of these tools. We need to be thinking about ways to verify information, fact-check, and promote responsible AI development.
So it's not just about pushing the limits of what's technically possible, it's about ethical development too.
Absolutely. Finding that balance between innovation and responsibility is crucial.
As these LLMs keep evolving, what trends are you seeing? Where are things headed?
One trend is specialization. We're seeing models fine-tuned for specific areas like medicine, law, finance. This lets them be more accurate and efficient in those fields. There's also a move towards multimodal LLMs. These can handle not just text, but images, audio, video. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Wow, so AI that can understand and interact with the world in a more holistic way? The possibilities are mind-boggling.
They really are. We could see AI helping with complex tasks like medical diagnoses, scientific research, creative work. It's a whole new level of AI assistance.
But as these models become more powerful, there's the question of control. How do we make sure they stay aligned with human values, with our goals?
That's the million-dollar question. It's something researchers and ethicists are working hard to figure out. We need to explore techniques like reinforcement learning from human feedback, making sure AI understands our values, and making these systems more transparent so we understand how they work.
It's a constantly evolving challenge, but one we need to address head-on.
Absolutely. We need to have these conversations now to shape a future where AI is used ethically and responsibly. Speaking of the future, we touched on the idea of AI consciousness earlier. Professor Raffen van Rijn thinks we could see conscious machines within the next 5 years. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a bold prediction, and one that gets to the heart of what consciousness really is. While AI is becoming incredibly sophisticated, truly replicating human consciousness, subjective experience, self-awareness, the whole package, that's a huge scientific and philosophical challenge.
It's a question that's fascinated people for centuries. What are some of the ways researchers are approaching this? How are they trying to understand and maybe even create artificial consciousness?
One approach is to look at the biology of consciousness in humans and animals. By understanding how it works in the brain, researchers hope to figure out how to replicate it artificially. There's also the computational approach, building models of consciousness based on theories from cognitive science, neuroscience, philosophy. It sounds incredibly complex. Is there even a clear definition of what it would mean for a machine to be conscious?
There isn't one definition that everyone agrees on, but some key characteristics are often mentioned. Subjective experience, self-awareness, emotions, intentional actions.
So, if a machine showed those things, would we consider it conscious?
That's a question that's still up for debate. There's no easy answer.
It feels like we're on the verge of something completely new, where the lines between human and machine are blurring more than ever.
It's a time of immense change and incredible opportunity. The future of AI is unfolding before our eyes, and we have a role to play in shaping it responsibly. Speaking of shaping the future, Robin Hanson's prediction about AI and the economy is a sobering one. He thinks AI could speed up the economy to a point where most people lose their jobs. Hanson's prediction definitely makes you think. He suggests that sometime in the next century, the economy could be doubling every month, or even faster thanks to AI. That would be a massive shift for sure.
It's like we need to start preparing for a future where work, as we know it, might not exist. How do we even approach such a radical change?
It's a complex challenge, and there's no single solution. We need to invest in education and training programs to equip people for the jobs of this AI-driven future. We also need to explore new models of work and social safety nets to support people during these transitions. And maybe most importantly, we need to talk about what work and purpose mean in a world where AI plays such a big role.
It's a daunting task, but essential if we want to harness the power of AI for good.
I agree. It's about reimagining our relationship with technology and building a future where AI empowers us, not displaces us.
And as we go deeper into this exploration, let's turn our attention to artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This is the idea of AI with human-level cognitive abilities across a wide range of domains. It's like the holy grail of AI, and many people believe it's just a matter of time before we achieve it. Where do you see AGI research standing right now?
AGI research is moving at an incredible speed. We're seeing big leaps in areas like deep learning, reinforcement learning, and natural language processing. But achieving true AGI, systems that can truly match human intelligence in every way, that's still a massive challenge.
What are some of the biggest hurdles researchers are facing in this quest for AGI?
One of the toughest is replicating the full range of human cognitive abilities. Things like common sense reasoning, creativity, and emotional intelligence. We also need to create AI that can learn and adapt in any environment, like humans do, instead of being limited to specific tasks.
So it's not just about building faster computers, it's about understanding intelligence itself and how to recreate it.
Exactly. It's like cracking the code of intelligence.
And when we talk about achieving AGI, it's natural to think about the implications.
Yeah.
What would a future with AGI look like? What are the potential upsides and downsides?
The potential benefits are huge. Imagine AI that can help us solve the world's toughest problems. Climate change, disease, poverty. AGI could also lead to breakthroughs in science, technology, art. It could revolutionize so many aspects of life.
It's an incredible vision, but there's also the potential for risk. People worry about AGI becoming uncontrollable or even posing a threat to humanity.
Those concerns are definitely valid. As we develop more powerful AI, we need to be very careful about safety and alignment with human values. We need robust safety mechanisms and ethical guidelines to guide AGI research and development.
So it's about more than just the technical advancements. It's about the ethical considerations and the potential impact on society.
Exactly. It's a holistic approach, thinking about the bigger picture of how AGI affects humanity.
And as we continue our deep dive, let's shift gears to a topic that's been in the news a lot lately: artificial consciousness. Professor Ruffen van Rijn believes we could see conscious machines in the next 5 years. This raises some profound questions about the nature of consciousness and our relationship with technology. What's your take on this rapidly developing field?
The question of artificial consciousness is one of the most fascinating and complex in AI research. We've made amazing progress in AI systems that can mimic human thought, but replicating human consciousness, subjective experience, self-awareness, the whole thing, that's a massive scientific and philosophical challenge.
It's a challenge that's fascinated thinkers for ages. What are some of the key approaches being used to try and understand or even create artificial consciousness?
One is to study the biological basis of consciousness in humans and other animals. Understanding how it works in the brain might give us clues about how to create it artificially. Another approach is computational modeling, building models based on theories from cognitive science, neuroscience, philosophy.
Those sound incredibly complex. Is there even a generally agreed upon definition of what it means for a machine to be conscious?
Not really. There isn't one definition everyone accepts, but some key features are often brought up: subjective experience, self-awareness, feelings, the ability to act intentionally.
So if a machine showed those things, would we say it's conscious?
That's a question philosophers and scientists are still debating. There's no simple answer.
It seems like we're entering uncharted territory, a place where the lines between human and machine are getting blurrier all the time.
It's a time of huge change and amazing possibilities. The future of AI is unfolding right in front of us, and we have the chance to shape it responsibly.
Well said. And as we move forward in this exploration, let's look at embodied AI. This is about AI systems that are physically present in the real world, interacting through sensors and actuators. It's a big shift from traditional AI, which has mostly been about software. What do you think about the current state of embodied AI research?
Embodied AI is a booming field with huge potential to change industries like robotics, manufacturing, healthcare, and transportation. By interacting directly with the physical world, these AI systems can learn and adapt in ways that just aren't possible with software alone.
It's like bringing AI out of the computer and into the real world.
Exactly, and that has profound implications for how AI can be used to solve real problems.
What are some of the biggest challenges and opportunities in developing embodied AI?
One challenge is building hardware that's tough and reliable enough to work in complex, unpredictable environments. We also need AI algorithms that can learn in real time, dealing with uncertainty and the unexpected.
It sounds like embodied AI needs expertise from all sorts of fields: robotics, computer science, material science.
Definitely. It's a very interdisciplinary field.
What are some of the most exciting applications you're seeing emerge?
We're seeing embodied AI in autonomous vehicles, robots that can help out in homes and workplaces, even wearables that can track our health and give us personalized feedback.
Those are amazing examples. It sounds like embodied AI could change our lives in big ways.
No doubt. It's one of the most exciting and promising areas in AI research today.
As we continue our deep dive into AI, let's turn to a topic that's sparked a lot of debate: AI's impact on jobs. Some experts think AI will automate millions of jobs, leading to unemployment and social unrest. Others believe it will create new jobs and opportunities, making society more prosperous and equitable. What are your thoughts on this complex issue?
The impact of AI on jobs is a complex issue with no easy answers. AI does have the potential to automate many tasks currently done by humans. But it's also important to remember that AI can create new jobs and opportunities that never existed before.
So it's not necessarily a simple case of robots taking over.
Exactly. It's about adaptation and evolution. We need to get ready for a future where work is different, where human skills and AI abilities work together.
What skills and qualities will be in high demand in an AI-driven economy?
Things like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and emotional intelligence will become even more valuable. We also need to be good communicators and collaborators and be able to adapt to new technologies and ways of working.
Lifelong learning is going to be crucial in this rapidly changing landscape.
Absolutely. We need to be constantly learning and upgrading our skills to stay ahead of the curve.
As we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to thank you for sharing your insights. It's been a fascinating discussion.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of AI. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll continue exploring the latest developments and trends shaping the future of AI. It really is amazing how far AI's come in such a short time. And to think, we're just scratching the surface.
It does feel like we're at the very beginning of something huge. So many possibilities, but so many challenges, too.
Speaking of challenges, we talked earlier about Robin Hanson's prediction of an AI-driven economic singularity. Where the economy could be doubling every month or even faster in the next century.
Yeah, Hanson's ideas are always thought-provoking. It's not just that he's predicting this crazy acceleration, but he's also suggesting ways to get ready for it, like setting up a whole new kind of insurance system for people whose jobs get displaced.
It's a pretty radical concept.
Yeah.
But it does make you think about how massive AI's impact on work could be. We might need to rethink our entire economic model, maybe even the idea of work itself.
Exactly. It might not be enough to just retrain people for existing jobs. We might need to completely reimagine how work is structured and how value is created in a world where AI is so prevalent.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
But while we're trying to wrap our heads around these future predictions, there are some pretty incredible things happening right now. Ethan Mollick, that professor at Wharton, made a point that really resonated with me. He said it's getting harder and harder for non-experts to even judge how capable these AI systems are becoming.
Right. We can't just look at the output and say, oh yeah, that's definitely better than what a human could do.
Exactly. We need specialists, experts in their fields, to tell us whether AI has actually surpassed human-level performance.
It's almost like AI expertise is becoming its own specialized field, just like any other scientific discipline.
It's a constantly moving target, that's for sure. Keeping up with all the changes is a challenge in itself. But amidst all this complexity and uncertainty, there's also a sense of wonder, like we're on the edge of something truly extraordinary.
It's a truly remarkable time to be involved in AI. The breakthroughs are coming at an incredible pace, and the potential benefits for humanity are huge. But like with any powerful technology, we need to approach it thoughtfully.
We need to think about the ethical implications, make sure AI is developed responsibly, and have open conversations about how to shape this AI-powered future.
Absolutely. It's a responsibility we all share. We need experts from different fields, policymakers, and everyone in society to contribute to this conversation.
Well said. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI, we want to thank you, our listeners, for joining us on this journey. We hope you've learned something new and maybe even gained a new appreciation for the incredible potential of AI.
It's been great sharing these insights with you.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation. AI is constantly evolving, and we'll be back with more deep dives into the latest developments. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. And don't forget to share it with a friend who might be interested in learning more about AI. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.